to rehearse, Jack. Cameras on already, and action.
Greetings, viewers. I'm about to show you something of grave importance to the history of Earthling kind. Be warned! What you are about to see will inform you of historic events, many of which will not make sense. The film I'm about to present discusses these incidences more accurately than your teacher ever could. Lights, please. Can we roll that? Can we roll?
Why are you doing that again?
I learned a neat trick a while back. If you aim your thumb up at the cloud in a situation as dire as this, it will determine if you're going to live or die.
That's stupid. What about prevailing winds?
You run.
I do invite you to follow me. Over here. Here. I invite you to find a comfortable seat. You sitting down comfortable? Yeah, very good. Good for you. I now present dinner time.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I think so. You're Jeremy, right?
Yeah, I am.
Oh, what happened to a room?
The worst thing imaginable.
The authorities thank you for your attention. This is an emergency broadcast. This message will be repeated every hour on the hour.
Is that the broadcast you heard?
Yes, it's been on repeat ever since the incident. Approximately 65 minutes ago, this laboratory went into meltdown. Panic consumed our colleagues, though not at first. Their calm was commendable as they made their way out to the exit. All but one man, and this one man came charging through that door.
He must have been the one that pushed me into the cabinet.
It's possible.
I'd like to take a moment here to remind you of some safety regulations if such a situation presents itself. Please, do not run or cause a panic. This will ensure that there are no people with weak bladders passing wind. If such a sound is made, then tread lightly, or else you may tread on someone else's face. With that firmly in mind, I now return you to the laboratory.
They must have acted like that because they wanted to get back to their families. You don't have any family, do you?
No. Science is all the family I need. You know, I never thought they'd actually set them off.
Set who off?
The threat's been there for decades. Longer. It seems so final, so unjustified.
What haven't you told me?
You won't believe it.
There was one final broadcast before that ever so vague emergency broadcast loop began. For those still listening, the world you once knew it's gone. From the moment this broadcast ends, the emergency broadcast will continue in a loop until the backup generators fail.
I wrote down the broadcast. That's what it said.
Sure.
Yeah. Cheers. The world of today will not enjoy a bright tomorrow. Only what remains from the bombs. Here's a little history
lesson for you listeners. During the Cold War era, a man named John von Neumann created the equilibrium strategy of mutually assured destruction, aka MAD,
MAD is a doctrine of military strategy and national security policy in which a full-scale use of nuclear weapons by two or more opposing sides would cause the complete annihilation of both the attacker and the defender. This being said, it has been reported that a drill hit an undetonated but buried nuclear warhead. It is estimated to have been a misfired warhead from the Cold War era. This drilling site, located just off a major city in the United States, was also in the neighboring area to a nuclear waste dump. Unfortunately, by the time the US government found out about this in full detail, they had fired in retaliation. News of nuclear war spread like wildfire, and before the complete truth, that of which I have just told you, was discovered, it was too late. As I relay this information, the world as we know it is being destroyed. What have we done?
This is an official civil defense film.
Fallout, which may occur miles and miles away from the blast.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
There are others with you. Help them by being as calm as you can. Settle down and make the best of it.
Nope.
Hey, Teller, how did you do your research on this, so-called truth?
I have a specific way of documenting events that I believe to be of importance. Why? Do you not believe this to be true?
I don't know, this all seems awfully over-dramatized to me. I mean, it kind of takes some of the realism out of it.
Understandable. See, if I make this too realistic, then I might get into trouble with them. You know how they feel about this type of propaganda.
True. We are quite egotistical. Can't have our reputations ruined by someone who isn't human.
That's why I'm glad to have you on board. By the way, we'll be moving on to our next scene shortly. Hey, what are you doing with that camera? Put it back immediately. Are you coming?
Sorry.
Do you know what this is?
It's Fallout, isn't it?
Yes, I've been collecting it since the bomb set off Soil.
How bad did we get it?
Probably not as bad as everyone else, but we're not going to get a nuclear-free paradise either. Be 40 hours over, enemies were being targeted. This is how the world ended. Now we're here. It's the year 2106, and this is not how I imagined my week to turn out.
Wow. Sounds like the radio has a better understanding of what's going on out there than we do. Is there nothing better to listen to as the world ends?
In those last few years, before all life on Earth was eradicated, people could only dream of a better life, not live it. To date, there have been no survivors of the devastation, and Earth has become, level 10 quarantine. On behalf of Teller, I would like to thank you all for watching. This has been a true story.
You could have taken that a bit more seriously, Jack. This is a documentary after all. And cut.